Hello. Hello, hello. Sorry about that one. Took way longer than I thought it would. Oh well, we are here now, 17 minutes late, but it's how it is. At least we are here. Alright, let me just quickly check the audio. Alright, okay. I have no idea what we were doing yesterday. Oh, okay, right. I remember. Let me just open new document here, just to somewhat get, you know, the get things in order. Practice week 6. Yes. Yes, I think that's fine. 300 PPI. I haven't still no idea what that even means. Okay, that's good. Let me just save this one. Practice week 6. Should have done that yesterday, but well, I don't know the saying in English, but essentially, if only if wasn't there. I don't know what the saying would be in English. The idiom? I don't know. Guys, I have no idea. No clue. Alright. Let me just check something. Okay. Good. Let's see. Let me exit out of this one here. I'll probably... Should I try this? I don't know. It's certainly difficult, so I could learn something. I don't know what yet. But I could try this. Certainly, I kind of want to draw some architecture, but I have no idea how to even approach this, you know? The only thing I can do is like break down the shapes here as I did yesterday, right? So being like, okay, simplified shapes, which is not really that difficult with a tower or a castle or whatever. Usually, at least, you know. It's like, okay, there's like one cuboid here, there's another one here, and then, I don't know, something along those lines, and then, I don't know, something here or whatever. Who knows? I don't. And something over there, and something up here, and down there, and over there, and yes. I don't know. How do you start out with this? Should I do more construction? Like lay down a grid of sorts? I don't even know. Perspective grid? Can I even do that? I don't know. What even is this? Is this even a... No. This is terrible. Hmm. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know. No clue. Okay, let's figure this out while we do some warm-ups here. I guess I don't need a new... I don't need a new file for that one. We'll just move on. Next layer. Let's see. I've been kind of trying today, since I had some offline time, to draw with a pencil, you know, just traditional pencil drawing. And I have to say, I kind of feel like let me backtrack a bit. The way I understood other artists saying that your skills carry over, you know, from traditional medium to, say, digital, right? It's not the bend I wanted. Whoa, that's perfect. Almost perfect. Jesus, okay. That wasn't bad either. Was essentially that, you know, you learn to draw on either medium, you try drawing on the other, and you're kind of just as good. I don't know. I kind of had that sort of understanding of what they were saying when they, you know, were declaring, well, your skills basically transfer. Anyway, I've been drawing today, a bit analog, you might say, just with a pencil. And I have to say, I'm a lot more terrible in certain things analog that I would be on digital. It's kind of funny. I don't know. Like I don't know, I just had issues drawing just some random forms to try and give like this 3-dimensionality to. It might just be that my method is a bit different here, because when I draw analog or with a pencil, traditionally, I guess you could say, I don't really erase. I just usually don't, you know. But oftentimes I do when I'm drawing digitally. Digitally. I don't know. This is not the greatest I've drawn, but yeah. Let's leave it here. Ouch. My arm's hurting a bit. Yay. Okay. All right. Ouch. Ow. So, let's see. Let me try and get into my drawing mindset, I guess you could say, which consists of a lot of talking to myself. A lot of talking to myself. But it helped, to be honest, you know. It helped quite a lot. More than I expected. And I like the fact that I'm at least trying to be mindful of what I think of when I'm drawing, you know? In the sense of, okay, am I thinking about the form, about the 3 dimensions that are involved in here, you know? Say I'm drawing a head. Am I considering the planes? Am I, you know, Or am I just putting down some random lines to draw the symbol of a head? Which is basically what I trained doing in traditional drawings, you know? So I have to get rid of that habit. And yeah, we'll see where we go from there. We'll see. I mean, as you can see, I'm obviously pressing down way too hard on my tablet again. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. It's kind of ugly. This is not what I want to produce at all. Anyway, sometimes, improving in art feels like, how should I illustrate this? Say, it kind of feels like you're like climbing, like free climbing, whatever that might look like. You're kind of like free climbing while being chained to massive weights. Oh, no, actually not. Wait, let me rethink this. It's not a good analogy, actually. Let me rethink this. It's more like crying, trying to fill a pool by crying. You know, kind of feels like that. No. Hmm. Hmm. Trying to push a massive rock through impact instead of say like pulling it or pushing it consistently. You're like trying to punch it or like drive into it and then back out again. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what kind of thought I had in my head, but it seemed more apt at explaining what I wanted to say. I don't know, guys. Sometimes. Hmm, I don't know what this is supposed to be. But it's something. I'm sure. Almost certain. I'm fairly certain. Hmm. I have no clue what this is. Whoops. No idea. What am I doing? No idea. Hmm. I kind of want to draw some armor. Hmm. Like some swords or something. I don't know. Hmm. 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 How do you even draw a sword? I mean, this might not be absolutely terrible. Hmm. I don't know. This kind of looks weird. It's off center and everything is just kind of. Hmm. Hmm. Let me try and draw a dog here of some sort. One that's kind of like looking at us. So I would imagine it's not just. Hmm. Let me think. Nah, this doesn't quite work out here. Or does it? So maybe we do this a bit larger, yeah. Alright. Kind of like trying to draw while sitting, but we'll see how well it works out. Ouch. Where's my ear? Itchy. Stop it. Okay. Let's see if we can draw a dog here. Cinderella. Okay. Let's move this entire thing here. Let's move this entire thing downward. Oops, that's a bit too far. Okay. This should suffice, I think. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Is it kind of that I'm turning off my brain when I'm drawing? I don't know. It's kind of. Hmm. I'm trying to observe what I'm thinking about right now, and there was just nothing. It's just empty. There's empty space, which in its own, its own way is quite relaxing. You should definitely try it if you can. Just think nothing. Empty your mind. Mind empty. Hmm. I don't know. Does this make sense? Likely not. Hmm. Let's keep it like this. I'm kind of. I don't know. I don't want to get hung up on the nose. Kind of feel like I would. Maybe I'm just trying this too early, because I'm still very much trying to build a basic library, which is something I have certainly neglected doing. I wish I had started doing that way earlier, honestly, like 5 years ago or something. Would have been nice. Hmm. Ouch. My ears hurting quite a bit. Okay. How to approach this? I kind of feel like. How about I try this? Instead of just trying to draw this from either reference or completely from imagination, how about I choose a different angle while still looking at the reference, so I can get the proportion and the details correct, you know? Just from a different, like, viewpoint. That makes sense. Perhaps that's what I should be doing. So, like, either start drawing by reference. So, like, first drawing is same angle, is basically just trying to redraw the reference, you know? Second step would then be, ouch, ouch. Ooh. Second step would then be choosing a different angle, slightly more challenging, whatever. And use the reference as a guide in terms of the details within the forms. Perhaps some of the forms, like anatomical, like some anatomical landmarks and stuff like that, you know? Like trying to find, okay, where would the, I don't know, back muscle start, or the shoulder muscles be, or like where's the throat? Like how does it look like? You know, what's the muscle groups around it looking like? Trying to transpose all of that into the new angle. You know? I think that might be a better approach than what I'm doing here. Anyway, let's go, let's save. Should I try practice week 6? I still kind of want to finish. At least one of these drawings. Week 1 was what exactly? Week 1 was... Ah, yes. Should I do some painting today? I could try and do, like... I could, for example, take the reference. Instead of redrawing it, I just repaint it. Like, I try to paint it instead of drawing it. I could do that, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Ow. Only just now noticing how much my ear is suffering. It's pretty cold outside today, so I might have caught something. I don't know. Let's see. I'm way too tired. This is not proportional. This is an infringement of my human right of not being disproportionately punished for my crimes of going outside, trying to touch grass, quite literally. Damn. That is not fun. That is not fun at all. Maybe I feel like drawing some hands. Well, let's try it. Why not? Why not? It might also be useful to try and say, I want to get better at X, Y, and Z. For example, I want to get better at drawing the human figure. Not necessarily in the way that you see it on YouTube, like these wavy forms and like these, I don't know how to describe it, like not necessarily in a way that Love Life Drawing would do it. More like I want to be able to at some point, you know, make an illustration, for example, right? I want an illustration to be able to be made to have done. Yes. And so, like, perhaps I set that as an intermediary goal, right? Something that can be achieved in the near future, I suppose. Nothing as vague as getting better at abstracting from complex shapes and forms, you know? kind of abstract and long term, you know. That's something you never truly finish learning to do. What was I saying? I don't remember. What the hell? Ah, right. It might be better to set an intermediary goal and then do some studies towards that. You know, I want to get better at drawing the human, drawing anime style or whatever it may be. You know. Okay, so we want to keep it rather simple. Rather simple. This is the wrong mark. Let me see. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. This is also kind of the wrong mark. This doesn't work either. This doesn't work either. Maybe the lines just don't work out here for what I'm trying to do. Okay, this can actually work. Let me find the prominent line of action here. This time from wrist to index finger, like this line here, right? Instead of trying to find it where the pinky finger is. Ugh. Mm. Yeah, sorry. My ear is kind of hurting in a very, very weird way. Very weird way. Oh, freak. Let's see if I can still. What would I even want to do here? Let me think about this. How would this look? It would basically immediately go over here. Hmm. I don't know. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe this doesn't actually work. Maybe this doesn't really work either. Maybe I should do some more construction. Sorry about that. Hmm. Hmm. Yep. What is happening? It would be kind of more rounded off here. Hmm. Hmm. This is not helpful here. Gonna feel like, we just stand up a bit. Hmm. Ouch! God damn. Hmm. I definitely have to do a lot more repetitions. A lot more repetitions. Okay, let's get the desk all the way up here. Let's see if something changes. Let's get the tablet situated. Alright. So, what are my shoulders doing? Kinda loose. Okay. Let's try and not be too harsh here. Ooh. I like this way of holding the pen. Or at least I don't dislike it. Okay, we'll see. Could be good. Could not be. Interestingly enough, even on paper, I remembered this quite well. Let me see. This way of basically drawing the arm. Although this is a lot worse than when I drew this by hand on just a piece of paper. Hmm. But how do you hold? Let me see. But where's my? There it is. How do you draw a gun actually? Because this is terrible dog shit. Let me try and construct this. So we want a slightly angled, not too much, grip if I remember correctly. Something that goes just below your pinky finger in terms of length, like the grip, I mean. So you can get the magazine out without hurting yourself too much or putting it in, you know. So something maybe like this. That's a bit of a... That grip is a bit large, no? Let me think, wait. Yes. That grip is a bit too large. If that's the entire hand, you know? More like... Yeah, it's more like this. Slightly smaller. Yes, this works out better. Works out better that way. Okay, let's not do this. So wait, and then more than anything, this is now about proportion, I would say. I think. Maybe. No, not getting the perspective right here. Because the hand is kind of bending in a different way. I do have to say I don't feel quite the same energy as I usually do. Okay. Let me have a little look at some Pinterest. Oh yeah, there's another Shiori stream I forgot today. There's another Shiori stream. Hope you're going to check it out. A very nice stream, I think. I don't know the game at all. What was it? Like, what was it? The star named Eos. Kind of feel like I've seen Eos before. EOS. Like, my mind is kind of like trying to tell me that I remember this phrase or like collection of like wait, what do you call the particles that made a word? What? That words are made of? Jesus Christ! That fucking okay. All right. Okay, I see how it is. I see how it is. Fuck it, man. canal. Okay. So like letters, right? Letters. Right. Anyway. Let me look at some. Ew, disgusting. Can I like not see less like this? Thank you. The fuck was that? Like borderline porn on Pinterest. What the hell is going on? I don't want to see that. No, thank you. I kind of want to draw all sorts of things, you know? I just want to get better at everything at the same time, but it's just too much. Ah, man. Today is that kind of day where I just look at things and I just want to get better at everything, and I'm like, I want to get better at all the things at the same time. Today. Ooh, damn. Okay. That's one hell of a way of. Oh, I like this. I like this image. Jesus. Can I, can I, can I steal? So he went from like, what would you call this? Very simplified skeleton to quickly get the pose. So like a stickman figure, basically, stick figure. To like a sort of armature. So now you're trying to describe volume, you know, in your forms. Instead of just having like, you know, stick figure limbs, you now have cylinders and spheres and like cuboids and stuff like that, you know, three-dimensional forms. Ouch, my back. Ow. Ah. Ow. Maybe doing some thumbnails, huh? I mean, I kinda want to do everything at the same time. Let's see. So, like, what I just saw was basically something I did in week 4, I believe. Essentially, something along those lines, something like so. Then you have a bench, like a seat of sorts. Let's just go like that, actually. Since it's more. So something like. Not looking at reference in right now, you know, I'm just. Ouch. I'm sitting like a gremlin again. I'm about to just buy myself a throne. You know? Starting to think that might be the cheapest option here. So we basically have like this. Wait, no, this is. Wait, let me imagine this a bit more. So we have the gluteus maximi. Maximus? Would that be the plural? I don't know. Anyway, get this away here. Fucking hell. Okay. Ouch. Man, I wish I had a chair that I could sit like that. But how do I draw the other leg? What the hell? Wait. Wait, what am I doing? What the hell? Why can't I draw this? Let me look. Oh, I'm misremembering. That's why I can't draw it. I'm trying to remember something that didn't occur. The character's basically sitting like this. You know? With like knees touching here. Okay. So then we also want to be leaning a bit more into our arm. And possibly leaning further back a bit more here. And I want this to be like so maybe. Something like so, kind of, maybe. Slightly. I think. Yes, and I don't know. I mean, not feeling it today. I really want to be able to draw like this, though. Let me just pull this image up and show you what I mean. Okay. What are we? Oh, this might also be interesting. Maybe I should get myself like this, like a mannequin of sorts. You know, not the wooden ones. You know, not not those. The ones you get at the discounter or something. Like, you know, actually useful ones. Perhaps even ones where you have fingers. You know. Damn. Damn, how do you construct like architecture? I want to understand, and furniture. Like I want like kind of like an idea, you know. I don't necessarily want to have a mentor that is telling me everything he did and all the things, and you know, just like a tip to guide me in the general direction. I'll try to figure that stuff out myself, but I don't know. I mean, I just want to draw. I just want to draw. Man, I just want to draw. I want to draw, and I want to be better at drawing. I want to be the very best. I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. Bam bam bam. Da da dee dee da dum. Damn. Mm. Ouch. Oh, did I find another drawing of K? You serious? Are you serious? Yes, I did. Huh. Supposedly. Not quite sure if I did. Maybe I did. Who this? Maybe that's not K. But it kind of looks like him. But also not. The hell? This doesn't quite look like his art style, but also kind of like this might not even be a real artist. Man, why do the AI bros use them to sketch? Even like, come on, you can do a sketch yourself. That you should be able to do, no? Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell. Ooh, nice hair. Okay, let me show you what I was talking about earlier. Reference characters. This would qualify as a full body. Let's just go into gesture because it's easier that way. Is this practice? Is this practice? No, it's week 5. Okay, yeah, we keep it. Let's go into practice week 6. Let me grab some of that project. Oh, whoops. Art drawing reference character full body gesture. Perfect. Okay. Copy. Insert this new layer. I want to draw like this, but I don't know how to arrive at this outcome, you know? What must I do? Whose witch must I kidnap? What dark ritual do I have to perform? Tell me. Tell me your secrets. Can I quick group this? Yep, I can. Perfect. I don't know the artist, unfortunately. That's, you know, kind of, I don't need this. Let's pull this up above. I want this. I want this. If I'm looking at it, you know, might not even have the proper pen, the proper brush to sketch like this. Perhaps that's also hindering me. You know? Perhaps I should change tools as well. Certainly couldn't hurt, I would think. Because if I'm looking at this, the line quality is certainly a lot different. This might even be... Wait, isn't it analog? Yeah, it is. Oh. That's who drew this. That's the guy. I can't read Chinese, though. So I can't tell you. Chumia. Red Note, huh? Damn. A bunch of good artists, huh? Over in China. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. How do you draw like this? Like, I mean, I can see some construction going on here with a rudimentary, like, perspective grid here. Or maybe it's just to roughly line up the supports of the chair. I'm kind of getting the feeling, though, that these legs are kind of looking this way. That they aren't supporting properly. But I have no idea, guys. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I have no idea. So I can see some construction going on here, I think. Maybe I should also try and do a no. The hell? Hmm. How do you construct this in such a way? How? How? Like he thought of everything, you know? Here you have the shadow, right? Terminator line. Hmm. Hmm. Here you have the contour lines, right? The all is looking very nice. Can't deny. Can't deny it. It's showing the legs, very nice. Very nice indeed. I especially like this like negative space here. Or like just the C curve, basically. What do I have to look at? Wait, I'm forgetting to use my arm here. How to use arm? How to use your arm? A guide for beginners. How to become a human. Terrible. Oof. Certainly very wobbly using my arm. I mean, not that I wouldn't be just using my wrist and fingers, but especially when I'm using my arm here. I like this a lot. I like the way he describes form. I like the way he does the perspective. Whoops. Ah, yes, I like this a lot. Why did you do this for? What is this line? Why do you do this line? I don't understand this line. What is this? Why this? It doesn't fit. Because you can clearly see the foot is coming towards us directly. You know? So what is this line? What are you? Why are you here? I don't understand you specifically. What's this line? Why? Why line? I get this. I can't understand. You know? Could be like just a general location of the ankle as he used it here, right? General location of the ankle. So he knows where to put the rest of the foot here, basically. You know? Very nice. Very nice lines, I have to say. Especially like this line, look at this. It's kind of a contour line going along the foot and the shoe. That's an interesting way of doing it. I like that. The way, I'm liking how this guy is doing this. Looks very nice. Kind of works. Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing he's describing with this line here, or with these two basically. But I can't even redraw them. There we go. He's trying to give volume to the shape of this, you know. I don't know what you would call this part of the shoe or foot. Basically where your toes are, right? It's trying to give this a bit more volume, trying to show that the foot is being pressed into this form, in a sense. I like this. I like it. I just like it. Not quite certain about this though. Why this? Oh wait, let me think. Let me think. Oh, is this to signify a change in um what would you call this? Basically the horizon line is somewhere in between these two lines. But not really. Oh? Maybe this is the horizon line. This line here. I mean, it couldn't be, now could it? I think. I don't know. I don't know actually. Hmm. Maybe. Maybe it is. I don't know. This kind of is like telling me that starting from here basically, right? From this empty spot here, we are now looking down at the leg, you know? Which isn't actually true. But the form, I mean, it kind of works though. Maybe there's more to this, to the way you bend these lines. So, like, if we say, let me see. Can I redraw this somewhat competently? I don't know, probably not. Not exactly. Ah. Hmm. Let me try and redraw this a bit here. Finally, come on. It's not too well done. It's like doing this one contour line all the way through the leg. So like say this is a bit too much. Liking that. Let me see if I can do that. No. Not really. Ah, okay. It might help if I'm not sitting like a madman. That might be helpful, you know. Hmm. Hmm. Something like this, maybe. I don't know. And then he's basically going. He's taking a line here, which is he's basically taking his finger, in a sense, and um, like brushing on top of the surface of these like forms here. He's drawing that in. I've never done that before in this way. It's an interesting way of doing it. A contour line, I think. Hmm. Why would this turn occur? Something like here, maybe. And obviously, he's doing it way lighter than I am, which is also an important part of the whole idea here. I mean, I could just turn down the opacity of my brush here. Which is possibly what he did. I don't know. I should make use of more of the like tools I have at hand, huh? Like actually, if I want to draw light lines, perhaps I should just turn down the opacity. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Either way, he's showing this very, very well. Very nice. I like it a lot. The way he's doing all of this stuff. Hmm. Hmm. What did I want to try and figure out? Ah, right. So like this change here in bend of the line of the contour line usually indicates, at least from my experience, which isn't a whole lot, but you know, that you are not looking. Wait, it's indicating from which way you're looking at a certain object. You know, it's a kind of perspective thing. Say you have a cube, right? Depending on how close to the view, so to your eyes, that cube is, right? Now this is just a square, but if it were a cube, depending on how close it is, the more drastic and the larger the perspective lines, in a sense, would be like some of the sides. I don't know how to describe this in English, in plain English. Somewhat like this, I don't know. Something along those lines. And similar to that idea, you know, depending on where your eye level is, you would change the bend in the contour lines to indicate where the form is traveling. So like if you bend it this way, right? Like he does here, this Chinese artist, that tells me that the shape is traveling down, and we are basically looking at this part here. So this is somewhere in this area is where our eye line would be, because of the way that this stuff bends here. But it's kind of true, I think, and it's also kind of not true, because I don't know, maybe I'm missing something important here. I don't know. I just can't stop admiring like how well he's drawing everything here. I just how does he construct the torso? Oh, I like this line. I like this line. I like this line a lot here. Maybe actually two lines. I like this sharp indent here. So like he's basically going all the way, isn't he? Like I see a lot of construction in this area. A lot of erased construction too. I think he went over it again to make it more readable. But also maybe he didn't. Because like if this is actually what he did before and it's not just a symbol of what he did, so like this is actually his progress at some point. He started out like this and then went like this. I kind of don't understand where all of these lines come from. Are they just here for cosmetic reasons? Because he didn't use them in here. If you look closely, he didn't use that stuff like so when he was drawing, you know. So like he wasn't making these lines. Did he add them later? That's kind of weird. Also, what's going on here? Shouldn't this be a bit more rounded off on the breast here? Because this is the midpoint, no? Of the breast. But I can't even... Right? So then... should be more like this, no? And that's fine at all. But this doesn't make a whole lot of sense here. Still, this is looking very nice. Like this, like this. Also like this shape here. Even though I can't redraw it. Trace it, actually. It's not redrawing, it's tracing. What are these three lines used for? Like, I understand that one of them is the center line. But what are the other two? This is more like a template for others to draw upon. That's why all of these lines, because he didn't use them to construct, it would appear. Maybe it's for other people. Anyway, I'm kind of getting in my usual state of mind, like I don't know how to say this. Kind of feeling it when I'm when my mind is in the right place to draw, you know? Maybe I should do some exercises like this a bit earlier, off stream. But I don't know. Like just before I start, you know, to get into the frame or into the state of mind, into the zone, you could say, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's the right word. I don't know. No clue. Hmm. All right. We'll save this here. So, I'm kind of all over the place still with what I want to do. Hmm. 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 Ouch. Hmm. Ow, okay, I have to stand up. I can't sit. It's not possible. Jesus Christ, this is a lot of leg pain. Like, it's insane. I can't. I have to throw this shit away. I have to. I just have to. I can't sit on it. It's terrible. What is this chair? How could I? How could I pay this much money for something like this? This is insanity. Dog shit. Fuck you. I just want to sit, man. Not allowed to sit. Sitting, not allowed. Why? Because not allowed. Overpaid. Probably worth something like 20 bucks. You know? 20 bucks. 20 bucks. Since I don't quite know what I'm doing today, let's. Actually, let me go back into here. Get rid of this and this. Go up one layer. And just. I don't know. Down with the desk a bit more. Perfect. Maybe even angle it, the tablet, slightly. Hui! Hui! Mm. I don't know. Hmm. Terrible. Hmm. Dog shit. Dog shit. Hmm. I kind of feel like I have to come up with a method or a way of thinking about my drawings where I essentially combine in the like sketching phase, I guess. The proportions. Wait, what was I trying to say? My mind is kind of drifting. My ears hurting a lot more. all of a sudden. Huh. Hmm. 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 I don't know. How do you draw this? I don't know. I'm just drawing like something. Hmm. 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 I don't know. Hmm. So basically, I mean, it's not necessarily anything in particularly well drawn. I'm just trying to remember some of the stuff we talked about and wrote down. Trying to observe where you bend your lines to give form and capture form rather than just, doing a bunch of straight lines. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. Okay. Let me switch color here. All right. I'll be right back. I can't even can't write anymore. I don't know. I can't write. Anyway, I'll be right back. Give me 5 minutes. Okay. Oh, sorry about that one. My headphones fucked up. There we go. It's kind of, you know, sensitive at the like volume knob thing. Doesn't really like being used, I guess. Okay. Hmm. 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 Let me think. Let me think. I feel like there's like a diamond shape in here somewhere. I don't know where. Don't know where. Don't know why. Don't know how. Hmm. What do you even call this area? Armpit. Right. Armpit. I remember. We remember. We remember. Okay. Hmm. Let me look at some anatomical stuff here. Actually, I don't want this system. I want musculature more so than anything else. I mean, I wish I could move that mannequin, you know? Fuck, hell. Hmm. Teres major, right? Teres major into right triceps brachii. I don't know. Kind of flows into that shape, huh? More like the right biceps is nudged in between the pectoralis major and the latissimus dorsi. And when you lift the arm, these muscles, specifically, like I think the right biceps and the triceps and biceps, pull the skin in such a way that you have then, together with the latissimus dorsi, like this diamond shape in the armpit. I think. I can't move the model, so I can't really tell. Can't really tell. What's happening here? Why are you wobbling? Stop wobbling. Stop. Stop. Stop it. Stop wobbling. Okay. Wait, how far up from the... What's the name? The navel? I think that's the navel, right? Navel. Is it called a navel? I don't know. Probably. I think. Let's just say it is that way. I don't know. Might be completely wrong. Wait, so where would be the boobs here? Somewhere like here, maybe? It's like... No. Would it be here? Wait, how does this form even work? I mean, I know it's kind of like supposed to be a teardrop resting on top of the pectoralis, like the pectoral muscle. Pectoralis? Pectoralis major, yes. Like on the... towards the bottom of the muscle. That much I think I understand. But I can't... Maybe starting with the pectoralis would help. But actually... Wait. Would this help? I don't know if this helps. Maybe. Sorry. Right, so the pectoralis, right? Kind of goes around here to then wrap back around in here. So if this is like the center line, maybe something like this. Same on the other side. Would the boob then be on here? No, this kind of feels like it's too far. Too far up. My proportions are incorrect. Maybe like here? This doesn't look wrong necessarily. Maybe a little bit. Maybe not. Wait, I'm confused. Huh? What the hell? I'm so confused. Why am I so confused all of a sudden? This is where the chest is. Roughly. Right? Um, um, I kind of feel like the breasts. Let me think about this. Yes. So if a woman were to raise her arms, right, just straight up in the air, the breasts would move along slightly, not like too much, but slightly. So, like, what muscle is causing this? Is it just the pectoralis being stretched upwards? And where do the boobs actually sit? I think I. Hmm. 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 I don't know. I'm doing this a bit wrong here. Would this be what disqualifier? Does this work? I don't know. Would this work? It doesn't look wrong necessarily, but something about the way I've done this is kind of confusing me. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. Guys, I'm confused. Maybe trying to draw a shirt over it would help me visualize this a bit. A shirt of questionable length, I guess. I don't know. Hmm. No, this doesn't quite work out. This is too far. No? Maybe? Maybe this is not right, like this part here. What if I... No, that looks even worse. I'm so confused. Why am I so confused by this all of a sudden? Man, I don't know what to believe anymore. Save. Yes. Hmm. Maybe I should have just tried to render this for today, huh? I don't know. I'm a bit out of it today. For no particular reason. At least I wouldn't know the reason. I don't know. How make work this? How work? How this make how work? Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. Hmm. Okay. Well, I have to say landscapes and architecture is a bit too difficult for me. I have to backtrack on my initial goal here. I think maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know. We'll see. Nope. Nope. Hmm. I draw face. For now, I draw face. I guess. Or not. There we go. Ow! Ooh. Ow! 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 What the hell? What the fuck? Hello, female of questionable moral standing. Hmm. Ouch. Hmm. Wait, it's not that much actually. Where to? Hmm. Let's actually use this as the brow line here. Then we slightly dip in, slightly dip out to where to make this a unified form or a simplified form, rather. Something like this. Slightly dip in, slightly dip out. Something more like this. Actually, this would be more like here. Since it's the nose, maybe I should try and roughly make this into thirds. Maybe that could help too. Oops. Maybe I've been rushing a bit today. Been like restless or something. I don't know. I don't know how to put it. There's so many like small details here in this face. I'm getting lost here. Lost in the weeds. This is too abrupt. Wait, so like no, it's kind of not working out like this. I feel like I went back like 15 days or something in my progress. I don't know why. Oh well. It is what it is. Hmm. 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 Definitely have to get better at drawing ellipses and like manipulating where the bend in the line is, you know? Kind of seems random for what I'm doing. Fuck. Oops. Okay, let's get the desk a bit further down, sit back a bit further, and drink some water. Okay. I don't know. mean, hmm, hmm. I don't know. Ouch. My back is hurting. Go here. And up. Hmm. Ow. I don't know. I can't. What the hell? Today is a bit frustrating. I don't know. I don't know. What is this massive schnauzer here? The hell are you? Make it more massive, the schnauzer. Meow, meow. Bam, bam, bam. I don't know. That's kind of weird. So, I'm confused. Terrible, 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 terrible. Don't even want to look at this anymore. Ouch. I need to bless my soul here a little bit. Look what you're capable of. Why are you draw like this? Why are you not draw like this all the time? Look, these are my lines. I made these lines. I did. No one else. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. Today is a bit weird. You know, kind of down day. No, what do you? Anyway. Not every day will be the same. Terrible. Ugh, disgusting. Disgusting. I have no choice. I need to delete this. This is too terrible. No, okay, whatever. Let's keep it. Whatever. Let's keep this. So sorry. Yes. Let's just make it so small you can't see it. if you squint, it doesn't look like anything it should be looking like. Nothing at all. I don't know. Let me actually sit up. Let me sit up. So, get some proper posture going here. I don't know. It's kind of like this, but also kind of like this. Maybe a little more like this. I don't know. Oh. I don't know. Why am I changing the angle so much, though? That I don't understand. It is what it is. Oh, why does this work so well for a finger? Interesting. So the major things to fix in this would obviously be a bit of the neck. That doesn't quite work out. Also some of the chin here. is a bit interesting, let's say. But that's too far. Let's go something like maybe here. Yeah. Yes. Wait. Kind of want to mark this in. Ah, whoops. The hell? There we go. Right. No. Stop it. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Ow. Hmm. 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 Okay. Everything is starting to hurt now. I can't keep going on. Man, basically just redrawn stuff from last time. Some definitely very poorly made sketches. Okay, well, I'm kind of disappointed today. Not the happiest with what I created or redid and made poorly. I don't know, kind of out of it today. Well, nonetheless. Hmm. Nonetheless, I hope you learned something. If not, well, that's how it is. It happens. I have to do something else. My leg's starting to cramp up. Ouch. Ew. Horrible. Maybe I've been zoomed in too much today, huh? Maybe the zooming in is what did this to me. It's the zooming in, guys. I can see too clearly what I'm doing. I make it worse. Okay, no, I don't know. Long way to go still. Either way, have a nice day. And take care of yourself. And watch Shiori's stream today. Very important. Very important. Don't miss it. Anyway, have a nice rest of your day. I'll see you next time.